Developments in the conflict between India and Pakistan. A Pakistani source says India launched another drone attack overnight. India has accused Pakistan of attacking it with drones. Major damage this morning near their disputed border in Kashmir. Listen to how Pakistan's ambassador to the U.S. described the recent violence between the two nations.
Started by India, escalated by India. It's the third night. Pakistan has exercised its right to self-defense, but basically this is not the kind of simplified version of the security situation in the region that I think the world wants to see.
We're going to go live now to New Delhi, India, and bring in CNN's Matthew Chance. Matthew, can you give us the details of what's happening this morning?
Yeah, absolutely, Audie. Well, you joined me in a very hot market in the middle of New Delhi, the Indian capital, where I've been speaking to people about what they think of this increasingly dangerous standoff between India and neighbouring Pakistan. And, you know, the general sense you get here is that people are backing the Indian government. They think that the Indian attacks on Pakistan were entirely justified. And that's something that's reflected by Indian officials that I've been speaking to as well, because they're saying that they carried out the airstrikes on Pakistan because of the terror attack that they blame Pakistan for that took place in the Indian administered area of Kashmir last month. Now, there's security measures in place. Already, the Indians have cancelled schools, suspended schools in Jammu and Kashmir. They've suspended schools elsewhere in Punjab province as well, which is close to Pakistan. They've also cancelled all the leave that civil servants are meant to have in this country in preparation, they say, for a possible emergency response. So they are expecting, they say, attacks by Pakistan in the future, in the coming days potentially, and I think it's fair to say the country is on a state of alert. So very dangerous situation, particularly when you consider, of course, Audie, that both India and Pakistan have nuclear weapons. We're a long way from a nuclear confrontation, but in an issue that is as tense and as emotional as this, it is a danger that really everybody is having at the back of their minds.
CNN's chief global affairs correspondent Matthew Chance speaking to us from India.
Let's stay with this story now and bring in CNN's Nick Robertson covering all of this live this hour from Rawalpindi in northern Pakistan. Nick, give us a sense of what the latest is on the ground this morning.
Yeah, when you're looking at Kashmir, across that line of control, there has been intense shelling. People are fleeing the border area right now. That's what we're understanding. Overnight, Pakistani officials told us that India sent more drones into Pakistan. They sent 29, according to Pakistani officials. India sent 29 drones into Pakistan yesterday. One of them came down here, and I'm going to ask Javid just to...
I hope to Naja you are listening. Modern war is no longer put on the ground. We hear the man over and over and over again sending drones. Indians send a lot of drones, not sending manpower or even weapon as you used to know it. But what?
This is a cafe area.
Drones.
You see some of the metalwork ripped down here, Javid. If you can pan up, you can see there where the drone impacted on the building up there above us. And if you come down here, you get a sense of, look, the shrapnel literally splashed all across the wall here. It came down, the shrapnel marks all over the ground here. A piece of shrapnel lying on the ground. Now, it was about 10:30 in the morning when that happened yesterday. This area here is known as Food Street. Fortunately, at that time, it wasn't too busy, but the window fronts in all these restaurants were blown out. They're being tidied up today. But right behind what you're looking at there is the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. There is a major cricketing event going on here. Well, there was the Pakistan Super League bringing in international
not men,
players.
not boots on the ground. Those who are screaming, recruit more men, recruit more men.
Inside Pakistan. That, because the Foreign Minister said, actually it was the stadium that was the target of the drone. the organizers of this cricketing event have put it on pause. They're moving it to the UAE. That's going to cost several millions of dollars to do. India, in the meantime, is also now pausing matches in the India Premier League, major sporting event there as well. And it's ironic, if you will, that cricket, the sort of unifying thing for the youth of these two nations, is getting affected by these attacks. But this is what people are living in fear of. Here yesterday, one man in his mid-20s was killed, 2 people were injured.
Yeah, Nick Robertson, reporting live for us here in northern Pakistan as we continue to see the ripple effects of this conflict and as many world leaders around the world watch to see if this continues even further into a wider conflict. Nick Robertson, thank you.
There's been new cross-border fire between India and Pakistan. It's raising fears the two nuclear-armed rivals are on the brink of a wider conflict. New video shows damage in the aftermath of attacks overnight in India. The Indian Army says it repelled multiple attacks on Pakistani drones and other munitions along the line of control, which is the de facto border in disputed Kashmir. Pakistan says it destroyed several Indian Army checkpoints along the border in response to what it calls unprovoked firing from the Indian side. Now, in his first public comments on the crisis, India's Prime Minister called for continued alertness. I want to bring in journalist Vedika Sood, who's covering all of this live from Delhi. Good to see you again, Vedika. With tensions heating up, where do things stand right now?
Well, every morning there is some development through the night that we bring to you, and that's what we're going to do today as well. India and Pakistan are trading blame over overnight attacks that have taken place. In fact, the Indian military has come out with a statement, and they have accused Pakistan of sending in munition and missiles from across the border in their northwestern region, and they have said that they targeted military establishments in these areas, a charge that Pakistan has denied repeatedly. I want to also now bring up a statement on X from the Indian Defence Ministry, and I'm going to quote from that statement. The Indian Defence Ministry said, and I quote them here, military stations at Jammu, Pathankot and Udhampur were targeted by Pakistani origin drones and missiles along the international border in Jammu and Kashmir today. The threats were swiftly neutralized. Now, CNN has spoken to people living in these areas who witnessed what had happened overnight local time, and they said that the situation around them was full of panic and there was palpable tension. I also want to draw your attention to visuals that we're now going to bring up of the damage, the intense damage done to property of residents and to schools along the line of control on the Indian side. You have villagers who've gone back in to those areas that were hit due to cross-border shelling overnight, and you can see the damage done to the property there. CNN again spoke to residents of that area, and one young man spoke to CNN saying that he moved out with some family members while others stayed back, and about 50 to 60 of them were in just one bunker while that heavy cross-border shelling took place. Now let's just talk to you about the international community. I want to start with a statement coming in from the US Vice President. He did say that he is worried about the situation in the South Asian region, but he also said this.
We want this thing to de-escalate as quickly as possible. We can't control these countries, though. Fundamentally, India has its gripes with Pakistan. Pakistan has responded to India. What we can do is try to encourage these folks to de-escalate a little bit, but we're not going to get involved in the middle of a war that's fundamentally none of our business.
In other developments from within India, civil servants have been asked not to go on leave over the next few days, and also there's a high alert that has been issued in most of the airports across the country. Back to you, Kim.
I appreciate you bringing us the latest on this. Vedika Sood live in Delhi. Thank you so much.
Like, share, and subscribe for more latest on India and Pakistan. So my Nigerian fellows, how would they scream? Let's recruit more men, recruit more men. Today's war, no longer the future war, it's all about drone. Drone, 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 drone. Drone, drone, drone. Instead of us to be thinking of how to free ourselves so we can develop our technology, we are screaming to recruitment. To go and do what? To go and fight with drone. Ladies and gentlemen, please like, share, and subscribe for the latest on Pakistan and India.